I just want to add this little part in here before the rest of the video. It got delayed posting because one of my YouTube viewers was messaging back and forth. He was confused about what the torque specs was for the pulley bolt. Originally he thought it was at 105 foot-pounds. I told him it was 192. So then he went ahead and emailed Agency Power, and they emailed him back saying it was 133 foot-pounds, which is not correct. I went ahead, called them, spoke to someone named Max over there, and had him talk to one of the people that does the installation of their parts, and they confirmed that the bolt should be tightened down to the OEM specs, which if you look up the 2ARFE engine is 192 foot-pounds. So I just wanted to get that out there because there was some confusion just prior to posting this video. And with that, onward to the video. What you're looking at down here is the Agency Power Lightened crank pulley that I've had installed on my TC for over 2 years. Haven't had any issues with it. It's 3.5 pounds lighter than the OEM crank pulley here. Aside from being lighter and made of aluminum, it's also a single-piece pulley, whereas this is actually a 3-piece pulley. It's got the inner part, this rubber isolation ring, and then the outer part. And the ring is here actually to help absorb the vibrations from the crank when it's turning. And that's what makes this a harmonic damper. There's a lot of debate as to whether or not it's safe to actually remove this and install that single-piece pulley. And I will honestly tell you, it took me about 1.5 to 2 months of research before I finally decided to do it. But this video isn't here to tell you, yes, it's safe to do and you should do it, or no, it's not. This is just here for people that have decided that they're going to install this lightened crank pulley. So I want to make sure that you do it correctly and that you know what you're getting yourself into. First off, the main thing that you need to know is that that bolt has to be tightened down to 192 foot-pounds. It took me a while to find that information. I couldn't find it at the mechanic shops, and it took me a while to find it online. But if you want to confirm that for yourself, it's for the 2ARFE engine, at 192 foot-pounds. Now, as for installation, I actually paid a shop $75 to do the install for me because you're going to need an air impact gun to get that off, and preferably a lift. If you decide to do it yourself, though, you're going to have to put the car up in the air, remove the front passenger side wheel to get to the bolt, and then use your impact gun to remove it. I do recommend putting it up on a lift, though, because when you go to tighten it down with a torque wrench, you might need to add some extra leverage to be able to tighten it down to 192 foot-pounds. And if your car is too low on the ground, you're not going to have enough room to tighten it down, and then you're going to be screwed. So just keep that in mind when you decide to do it yourself. Also, you'll need to have someone sitting in the driver's side seat holding down the brakes really hard, because it's gonna, every time you try to tighten that bolt down, it's gonna want to turn the crank. Now, as for did I feel a difference when I took this heavy pulley out and put the lightened one in? I'm gonna say yes. I found that when I was accelerating from a stop after installing the lightened pulley, I did spin tires a little bit. I've actually curbed how I've accelerated a little bit now since then. Also, after removing this heavy pulley, putting the lightened one in, if I do a full out acceleration and then shift gears and then floor it again, I do chirp wheels between some gears. So that was something I did notice as well. And the reason for that is that you're taking 3.5 pounds of rotational mass off the end of the crank, so the engine is actually able to rev faster. And I can actually see that the engine revs faster now too. So yes, it does make a difference, but you will have to do your research and figure out if is it safe for you to do it. And if you do, just make sure 192 foot-pounds for that center bolt. All right, thanks for watching.